Manga-Waido.
My name is Akari Miyamoto. I'm 19 years old. I work part-time as a janitor, a job I've been doing since high school. I was finally able to go home after another day of grueling work, but… You're late. What were you doing? Hurry up and make dinner.
I'm gonna wear my favorite skirt tomorrow, so go iron it.
As soon as I get home, I have to do the household chores. Cooking, doing the laundry, etc. My father and my stepmother got married when I was 5 and my stepsister was 4. It was their second marriage and they brought us with them. We got along well at first. My stepmother had a job then, and so we were economically well off as well. I would wear matching dresses with my stepsister, and we went on several vacations as a family too. Things started to change when my father started going on overseas business trips. Until elementary school, a maid would come to our house a few times a week and help out with the housework. But when I entered middle school… You're a middle schooler already. Why don't you do the housework? It's a skill you'll need in the future. My stepmother said, and she stopped hiring the maid and made me do the housework instead. I had helped out when I could even before that, but suddenly I had to do everything. It was really tough. But I thought to myself that when Sakura entered middle school, then she would start helping out as well. Until then, I would have to do it on my own, I thought. But even after Sakura entered middle school, I was still the one who did all the housework. Around that time, my father's business trips started becoming long-term, and eventually it was decided that he would live abroad on his own. Now that my father was gone, both my stepmother and my stepsister started treating me like their maid. But whenever my father would come to visit us, their attitudes would suddenly change, and they would pretend that they got along well with me. It creeped me out how those two could so easily change personalities like that, and I couldn't tell my father about it either for some reason. There was a high school that I wanted to go to when it was time for my entrance exams, but it looks like that child made some bad friends recently. She says that she won't go if it's that school. I accidentally heard her saying that on the phone. My stepmother didn't let me own a smartphone, and so I couldn't contact my father easily either. It looks like I'm done for. I couldn't even find the willpower to resist and was sent to a local high school with a bad reputation by my stepmother. My stepsister, on the other hand, got into the private school she wanted to go to just like I was expecting.
Look, Mom, I look so cute in this uniform, right?
Why don't we go out as a family to celebrate you passing the exam? My stepmother said, and the two of them went out for dinner without me. The years went by and things still didn't change. I'm still treated like their maid. One day, I was sent to work at a new office. What? Isn't this? It was the office that my stepmother worked in. I know she's mean to me at home, but she won't try anything here at the office, right? I was naive to think that. I ran into her while I was cleaning one day. You see, it was time for us to renew our contract with our cleaning company. I suggested that we hire the cleaning company you worked at. You should thank me. Ever since then, I've been forced to endure my stepmother's insults even at work. Whenever there was something wrong with my work, she would send the company I work for complaints. Not only that, but in a lot of places, it looked like someone had made a mess on purpose. I wasn't able to finish cleaning in time often, and because of that, my boss would get mad at me. I was at my mental limit when my stepmother started going even further. While I was cleaning a corridor without any people in it, my stepmother approached me and… Oh, sorry. Huh? She spilled the coffee she was drinking. Hurry up and clean it. It'll be your fault if it stains, you know. I got a rag and bent over to clean it up, but… Ah! She poured a bucket of water on my head. What are you doing? I was trying to help you out, but my hand slipped, you see. This is going too far. Why do you hate me so much, stepmother? Oh, so you want to know. Isn't it obvious? It's because you aren't my real daughter. It was at this moment that a man who was passing by noticed us making a commotion and approached us. Hey, department head, this kid is being so rude to me. It wasn't me. So you won't admit your mistakes. Fine, I'll just contact the cleaning company you work for and have you fired. That's when the man thought for a bit and said this.
We put security cameras here last week, right? Why don't we check the footage first?
What? My stepmother went pale when she heard this. It looks like she didn't know about the cameras. Please do. It was clearly seen in the footage that the department head checked that my stepmother purposely spilled her coffee and poured a bucket of water on my head. After that, my stepmother was found out to be guilty of other misconduct. She was given a demotion, but I guess her pride wouldn't allow her to stay there, so she resigned from her job at the company. My stepmother's bad luck didn't stop there, because soon after that my father was promoted and came back to Japan.
I'm here!
An incident occurred as soon as he came home.
Hey, Akari. Do you feel like you're going to pass the entrance examinations for college? How are your studies?
What are you talking about?
But I heard that you two were going to take the entrance examinations again this year, because you didn't pass last year. Your mother always asked me for money, saying it was expensive having to send you to a prep school.
Nuts. My father saw my stepmother's reaction and sighed.
So, it was actually like that, huh?
He said. The company my stepmother used to work for was a subsidiary company of the company my father works at. Apparently, my stepmother's company had filed a report on her behavior to my father's company's head of compliance, which is how my father found out as well.
You probably know this already, but we're getting a divorce.
What? That's going to be a problem for me. I'm unemployed, you know. If you're going to divorce me, pay me an alimony.
Where's the money Akari earned for working as a janitor? Where's the money I gave you to pay for Akari's prep school? What did you spend it on?
Hold on. This is a misunderstanding.
Fine. I'll listen to what you have to say. But I'm going to be hiring a lawyer to handle this.
All my stepmother could do was fall to the ground in shock. After that, my parents started preparing for a divorce. This is the first time I found out about this, but it seems like I was never legally adopted by my stepmother, and Sakura was never legally adopted by my father when the two of them got married.
I wanted to make you guys our legal children, but she refused.
Apparently, my stepmother didn't want Sakura to be adopted by my father so that she could continue receiving child support from her real father. It looks like the things she did for her own gain came back to harm her in the end. My father and my stepmother got divorced not long after.
I had my doubts about her, and thought that what she was doing was suspicious. But I guess I wanted to believe her despite that, and I caused you so much pain, Akari. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Dad. It's over now, I said while crying, my dad holding me in his arms. Now that I think about it, I should have told my dad about it sooner. But like my father, I also wanted to believe my stepmother. Not only that, but I was also constantly exhausted from all the work I had to do, and because of that, I wasn't able to think straight. My dream is to help people who are in similar situations as me, which is why I want to work in the welfare division in the future. That's also what I'm studying for in college right now. What happened to that woman who used to be my stepmother, on the other hand? She wasn't able to find another full-time job, and eventually was forced to work part-time as a cleaner to provide for her and her daughter. To think that she had made fun of me for being a cleaner all that time, and now... She always boasted about how she was a woman with a successful career, but it looks like all she was doing was holding on to her position at that company of hers all this time. Apparently, she wasn't even good at her job. I have no doubt that it's going to get harder for both her and her daughter from here, but I didn't care about them anymore. I have no doubt that God is going to give them a fitting punishment.